Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Food Safety Outreach Program webinar. My name is Dr. Jodi Williams. I'm a National Program Leader in Food Safety here at USDA's National Institute of Food and Agriculture. We're going to go ahead and get our webinar started. In accordance with federal civil rights law and the U.S. Department of Agriculture Civil Rights Regulation and Policies, the USDA, its agencies, offices, and employees and institutions participating in or administering USDA programs are prohibited from discriminating based on race, color, national origin, religion, sex, gender identity, including gender expression, sexual orientation, disability, age, marital status, family parental status, income derived from a public assistance program, political beliefs or reprisal or retaliation for prior civil rights activity in any program or activity conducted or funded by USDA. Remedies and complaint filing deadlines vary by program or incident. The remainder of the information on the slide shares contact information as well as instructions on how to file a claim. Persons with disabilities who require alternative means of communication for program information should follow up with USDA's Target Center or the responsible agency. USDA is an equal opportunity provider, employer, and lender. Some quick introductions for our Food Safety Outreach Program team. We have myself, the National Program Leader. Donna Fairhurst is our Program Specialist. Shakiva Shepard is the Program Assistant. Courtney Simmons is the Program Specialist. And Pascal Jean is also a National Program Leader working with the National Institute with the Food Safety Outreach Program. Today, we will cover 5 topics. I'll provide a NIFA overview, a program overview, information and details on the request for application, the proposal evaluation process, and additional information and resources. We'll begin with the NIFA overview. The National Institute of Food and Agriculture is the extramural science funding agency within USDA's Research, Education, and Economics mission area. NIFA invests in and supports initiatives that ensure the long-term viability of agriculture. NIFA provides funding and strategic leadership for programs that ensure groundbreaking discoveries in agriculture-related sciences and technologies to ensure that these technologies reach the people who can then put them into practice. Topics covered by NIFA programs include education, food science, food and nutrition security, international programs, plants, farming and ranching, human sciences, natural resources, business and economy, advanced technologies, animals, and the environment. Now we'll talk a little bit more about the NIFA's program overview. In fiscal year 2023, the Food Safety Outreach Program will maintain and continue to fund training, education, outreach, and coordination by soliciting new community outreach, collaborative education and training, and technical assistance grant writing skills projects. The community outreach projects have awards up to $150,000. The grant duration of our community outreach projects are 24 months. The collaborative education and training projects award amounts extend to $400,000 with a grant duration of 36 months. Our technical assistance grant writing skills projects have the highest award amount at $150,000 with the grant duration of 36 months. Applicants may request an additional $150,000 for collaborative engagement supplements on top of those award amounts provided above. I'll get into more details on the collaborative engagement supplements in later slides. Community outreach projects will support the development of and expansion of new food safety education and outreach programs in local communities that address the needs of small, specialized audiences whose education needs have not previously been adequately addressed. Community outreach projects fund projects that are being used to develop new food safety education programs and can be used for FSMA training for applicants with minimal food safety experience that have close ties with target audiences and would like to expand to FSMA trainings within their communities. Projects that support growth and expansion of existing food safety education and program will reach a broader audience, provide technical assistance, and/or expand to new audiences. The collaborative education and training projects will support the development of multi-county, statewide, or multi-state food safety education and outreach programs. For example, these projects will support collaborations among states, not necessarily located within the same regions, but have common food safety concerns or address common commodities. Potential applicants must have an established track record of working with target audiences and must be capable of developing and modifying food safety training curricula to meet new FSMA rules for a variety of agricultural production and processing systems. We added a new priority area this year. It's the technical assistance and grant writing skills priority. This priority will support the development and refinement of grant writing skills and provide grant writing resources for entities that support individuals or groups that are led by and directly interact with underserved populations, including new applicants, community-based organizations, and minority-serving institutions to strengthen applications from these entities. These projects must work collaboratively with the Food Safety Outreach Program regional centers to ensure broad coverage and outreach to their specific regions and communities, to include coordinating and communicating workshops and sessions through the centers, as well as utilizing regional center websites, portals, and social media feeds to share toolkits, webinars, and other resources. The training resources will strengthen food safety outreach program proposals from organizations that support food safety education and training, servicing the FSOP's target audience. A little bit more information on the Collaborative Engagement Supplement. Collaborative Engagement Supplements will be available for applications submitted under Community Outreach, Collaborative Education and Training, and the Technical Assistance Grant Writing Skills projects. These collaborations must support significant collaboration among 1890s, 1862s, 1994s, entities in insular areas, Alaska Native Hawaiian serving, Hispanic serving agricultural colleges and universities, historically Black colleges and universities, and community-based organizations reaching underserved populations. Applications that include these significant collaborations will receive an additional $150,000 above the listed award amounts. For the community outreach program, when you add on the supplement, those projects can be up to $300,000. For the collaborative education and training programs, when you add on that collaborative supplement, those projects can be up to $550,000. For the technical assistance grant writing skills projects, when you add on the supplement, those projects can be up to $300,000. Now, who's eligible to apply for the Food Safety Outreach Program? Cooperative Extension Service for a US state or territory, non-government organizations and/or community-based organizations representing owners and operators of farms, small food processors, or small fruit and vegetable merchant wholesalers that have a commitment to public health and expertise in administering programs that contribute to food safety. Federal, state, local, or tribal agencies are also eligible to apply, as well as any institution of higher education or a foundation maintained by an institution of higher education. Also, a collaboration of 2 or more eligible entities are, of course, also eligible to apply. For this program, there are limitations. Project directors may not submit more than 1 application to this program as a lead institution. They are welcome to submit as co-PDs on multiple applications. There is no matching required. Matching resources that are provided or proposed will not be factored into the review process as an evaluation criteria. A little bit more information on the application details and documents. In terms of changes from the prior year application, as I mentioned, in fiscal year 2023, NIFA will be seeking technical assistance at grant writing skills projects. I already highlighted the details of that priority in previous slides. The RFA is currently available online. There are also frequently asked questions that are available online. The application deadline is February 16th, 2023 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. All applications must be submitted through grants.gov. The total funding available in fiscal year 2023 is approximately $9.6 million. The program code is A4182. There are no restrictions on the number of proposals per institution. However, as mentioned, project directors may only submit 1 application. There are no restriction on the number of awards per institution. A little bit more on application details. The community outreach project narrative has a 10-page limit and will be strictly enforced. All proposals going over that 10-page limit will be returned without review. Project narratives must have 1.5-point spacing, 12-point font, and the font size for the figures should be no smaller than 11-point font. For the collaborative education and training projects, the project narrative has a 20-page limit, which will also be strictly enforced. All proposals received over that 20-page limit will be returned without review. Again, 1.5 spacing, 12-point font, and font size for figures within that project narrative should be no smaller than 11-point font. For the technical assistant grant writing skills project narrative has a 10-page limit and will also be strictly enforced. All proposals over that 10-page limit for the project narrative will be returned without review. 1.5 spacing, 12-point font, and again, the font size for figures should be no smaller than 11-point font on all of the project narratives. So additional information on the key documents that must be included within your application in order to be reviewed. Your SF-424, budget and budget justification, key personnel, project summary and abstract, project narrative, bibliography and reference list, data management plan, and other documents as identified within the request for application and NIFA grants application guide. For the data management plan, investigators must provide a detailed plan up to 2 pages long. These plans should include expected data type, data format, data storage and preservation, data sharing, protection, and public access, and roles and responsibilities. Please also review our website, our data management plan website at nifa.usda.gov. NIFA only accepts electronic submission of applications through grants.gov. Application documents must be in portable document format to be accepted by NIFA, including your project narrative and the budget justification. Grants.gov may allow other forms, but NIFA does not. Please confirm that all documents are in PDF before submitting them through the grants.gov portal. Please do not use third-party PDF builders. talk a little bit about the proposal evaluation process. Upon receipt of proposals, proposals are assigned for review to at least 3 reviewers with expertise in the proposed topic area. The reviewers will then produce individual reviews of each proposal, evaluating the strengths and weaknesses based on the evaluation criteria within the request for application. These written reviews are used to begin panel discussions with other reviewers that are serving on the peer review panel. Through these discussions, peer review panelists come to a consensus on the final ranking of the proposals. Those final recommendations are then used to make final award recommendations by NIFA. The evaluation criteria that I mentioned starts on page 18 of the FSOP request for application. A timeline of the competitive programs process. Requests for applications, release, and proposal writing and planning. That's the phase we're in now. It's about 1 to 3 months. Month mark, the proposals are due. The proposals will then go under peer review, and then proposal funding notifications are made. And then finally, within 7 to 9 months, the awards are finalized and made. We will keep you updated as much as possible, but we do appreciate your patience. Some additional information. You're welcome to use the current research information system to find funded awards, to identify projects that are currently funded under the Food Safety Outreach Program. You're welcome to use the path provided below. This information is also available on the Food Safety Outreach Program website, as well as the Data Gateway, which is on NIFA's homepage. There are other grant resources, including funding opportunity pages, competitive grants flowchart, the NIFA grant resources, the NIFA policy guide, additional information on indirect costs, a guide for the preparation and submission of NIFA application via grants.gov, as well as additional information on currently awarded grants. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me as a national program leader. My contact information is jodi.williams@usda.gov. You're more than welcome to send an email. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A, please.